can wing it.
Good morning and welcome to Saturday Somm-Things with Sian. Reunited. I missed you the last couple of weeks, Matzi.
Thank you. Missed you too. You were on holiday and we managed without you.
I know it happens. So back this week and we did rosés or white wines last week for 100-degree weather.
That's right.
We've had some 100-degree days this week. Fairly unpleasant if you were outside in it. But we do also get a lot of people that do prefer to drink red wine, even in the summertime too. So we thought we'd do Beaujolais. Down at the restaurant, we have a lot of people drinking Beaujolais, especially in the summertime. It's one of the red wines that does lend itself quite well to being slightly chilled. So we thought we'd go through these. Beaujolais has one of those reputations. It's Beaujolais, not Beaujolais. It's a little bougie, but all beautiful, beautiful wines. So there's the top level, the Cru Beaujolais. So if you're ever looking at the shelf and you're wondering why one is $40 and the other one is 12 or less, Cru Beaujolais pertains to 10 different villages or cru. They tend to be the better quality, the more recognized. They all have their own little distinct, unique personality generalizations that we can say from there. Then there is Beaujolais Village, and that'll be the next level down. Usually pretty good quality Beaujolais, slightly better priced. And then there's Beaujolais, just generic. And then there's our good friend Beaujolais Nouveau. Do you have an opinion on Beaujolais Nouveau?
Well, it has a certain place in the market.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rooty-tooty, semi-sweet and fruity Beaujolais, always released on the third Thursday of November by French law. It even applies to the American market. And people gobble it up for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you just made all kinds of puns. Did you hear that? Like, gobble it up for Thanksgiving. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
but
job.
yeah, today we're doing some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Beaujolais. And I see that we're representing 4 of the 10 crus.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start. I'm excited.
They're really good. We already have our favorite. We won't tell you which one, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. So starting out with the Chateau De Ponsi. So this is from Bouchard is the producer. So you see Bouchard has a lot of Burgundy production. But this is their Beaujolais, and this is from Fleury. So Fleury taking the name from flowers. These do tend to be a little more floral, very pretty, lots of red roses and violets on the nose. One thing that's common through all the wines is the granitic soil that the grapes are planted in. So that granite adds this really wonderful kind of chalky, rocky layer, and you have that combined with all these different fresh floral nuances, which I think is really pretty. Chose this one to go first because it's light.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I like it. It has a nice smell of pomegranates and fresh raspberries. It is lighter, expressive. Definitely put a slight chill on all of these, so we could drink them when it's 98 degrees tonight.
I think with this one too, it's got a really nice soft texture to it. So anybody who doesn't like tannin and is not a huge fan of a lot of acid, this is a really nice entry-level red wine to kind of get people turned on to it, because it combines fruit and earth,
right?
Which again is nice to get for French wine.
This would be beautiful with coq au vin or a shrimp risotto,
fried chicken sandwich.
With extra pickles.
Yes. Okay. Next up, going into the Chateau De Capitan. So this one I have a hard time because it's made by Georges Duboeuf, and I can't say Georges Duboeuf without thinking of Shia Duboeuf in that video, which is really hilarious, but not appropriate right now. But this one, a little bigger, kind of stepping up in weight and texture.
Very peppery on the nose. White pepper, black pepper, cassis.
I get all that coal dust that I talk about sometimes with Pinot Noir.
It's beautiful, and what's nice about this is that it was named after Julius Caesar.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't actually know that. This one has that kind of juiciness to it as well. It's almost like grape juice, blackcurrant juice.
Tannins are a little bit more firm, a little bit more solid, but it's still a beautifully well-crafted wine.
I drink that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Being Duboeuf as well, a lot of the Duboeuf labels, the little flowery ones, people recognize those. Those ones tend to be a lot more inexpensive. This is certainly not cheap. We're kind of pushing your budget up a little bit, but it's worth it, I promise.
It really is.
Yep. All right, next, Morgon, Marcel Lapierre. You can already tell I like Marcel Lapierre because I love saying it. So this one, historically, Marcel, he was inspired by another winemaker in Beaujolais and kind of wanted to shift the winemaking focus away from bad farming practices and kind of get back to more natural school of wine. They talk about the famous four, or the gang of four Beaujolais producers that all kind of spurred that movement, kind of kept things going. Marcel passed away in 2010, so his son and daughter now keep it going, and they've actually transferred everything over, so it's biodynamic now too. So for all the healthy and environmentally friendly wine drinkers, this is definitely one producer to look for and pick up. Morgon, I've always found, tends to be like the biggest and most firmest, kind of like the meatiest style. That is debatable. Again, other people have other opinions, but
Cassis,
yeah.
black raspberry, black cherry, licorice. Oh, it's decadent. So good. Really, really expressive. This definitely would hold up to any steak on the grill.
Yeah, for sure.
Steak au poivre, grilled eggplant for those who don't eat meat, but it's just intense, ruby richness of red Bing cherries and black raspberries. All of your black fruits are in here. Black cherries, black raspberries, black berries. Mm-hmm. And it's just dynamic and smooth, soft tannins. Guess which one's our favorite?
I like it. It's kind of tingly too.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more interesting. I think I'd have a hard time picking this out blind as Gamay grape. I think it's got a lot more Pinot Noir, like texture, feel, characteristics to it.
And what's interesting about Beaujolais, people don't realize that it's an area and not a grape. Mm-hmm. Gamay is the grape. Beaujolais is south of Burgundy. So it does have a lot of Pinot Noir influences. Right. And because of the warmer climate, they tend to be a little bit more bigger, bolder, elegant, structured.
I think too with this region and its growing popularity, part of that too is a lot of really talented winemakers from Burgundy are kind of going down and taking some of that knowledge, that expertise, that commitment to quality winemaking, and working with perhaps a lot of lost vineyards that might have been planted there for a long time to Gamay that were never really taken seriously. Philip the Bold was the king or duke that decided that Gamay was inferior and demanded that it get ripped out of all the vineyards in Burgundy. So it kind of like crept down to Beaujolais and hung out there on the granite rocks. So all right,
absolutely.
Last one is
Domaine Boulogne.
So this is one of the Wine and Spirits Guild wines. I had their Beaujolais Blanc a few weeks ago, and I love it.
So good.
$13. It's
so
a screaming
good.
deal. For Chardonnay, for if you don't like oaky Chardonnay and you can't afford French expensive Chardonnay, it was amazing.
Unfortunately, we're sold out.
I know.
But we have others. Easy drinking. The least expensive of the four. Mm-hmm. You get some raspberries, red currants on the nose. A little bit lighter, but still very approachable.
I feel a lot more of the tannin on that one. It's light. It's definitely chuggable.
Yes.
For sure. The chill on that. And Moulin à Vent, meaning windmill. Mm-hmm. So you'll see other wineries from that region. Some people say that Morgon and Moulin à Vent can be both as firm and as big, full-bodied as each other. I still typically find that Moulin à Vent's a little lighter, but a bit more maybe spicy. Right?
That's a good call. I'm getting a cigar box spice as well on the nose and the palate.
Yeah, not a lot of oak aging on these wines.
Right.
Pretty sure that Morgon probably uses Lapierre uses some old oak. I think this one does too. But for most of them, the intention is for these wines to be like nice, bright, easy. And yeah, we do recommend chill. And I thought of something we could do with the Beaujolais Nouveau Rosé that we have.
Okay.
Ice cubes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, make ice cubes out of your Beaujolais Nouveau Rosé wines and then just pour your wine over the top of that.
Or you could even turn it into sangria.
Good idea.
Add some,
Or rosé ice cubes. That's my thing.
or add some fruit.
Yes. I don't eat fruit.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. We will see you next week. We'll have these 4 wines featured, special pricing for the week. Come on in and see us. Say hi to Matze. He'll be here all week.
Yes, he will.
And we'll see you next week.
What
Thank
a
you.
great lineup. Nice to see you. Cheers.
Cheers, Matze. Thank you.
You too.